Okay, come on in. I'll show you first of all the knives that I've made in the past. I got on the cover of Blade in 2011, and I made this knife for the Trout family that owned Justify that won the last Triple Crown. I got into putting animals on knives. Linda Carstone in Curryville is good at scrimshaw, and people wanted to honor their dogs.
Very cool.
This was my mongoose that my latest knife.
Very famous knife.
Yes, these are beginnings. I made this knife for my granddaughter with my dog that's now gone, but she owns this knife in her collection, and shows my Dixie. I made this knife to match this Smith & Wesson. That was a Sesquicentennial Centennial for Texas. And so happened I called her. I said, Linda, I want to match the wagon train scene on this gun. She said, Jerry, did you get out a magnifying glass and look at the Arthur of that? I did all 250 of them.
Wow, that's great.
She says, so do you want me to do a modern version? That was black and white. And I said, sure. So she did a color version. This knife here, my second year in the guild, the Knife Makers Guild, I was lucky enough to win the Fraser International Museum Award with it. So this knife here is Mammoth Tooth with Nathan Dickinson's engraving. This is Mammoth Ivory. So that's kind of my history. I did make that knife for Raymond Beadle, my friend, and Linda did the...
And Linda also did the Justify knife as well.
Yes,
I met her.
She did all
I met her at the show when you delivered it to the customer.
Linda did all my scrimshander.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She is amazing. So that's that. And here, back in here is where I have my grinders and buffers, and I do my coloring of titanium. Here's my chart. Here's the machines that do that, and grinders here, and I have my buffers here and my belts hanging.
This is where you get the business done?
This is where I sit and put knives together.
Perfect.
And here's all my, here's my parts that I have machined and done like I want.
Nice.
Then I have all my little screws and things. Then my ones that are put together.
Nice. Some inventory in there.
Yes, sir. And there's my blade. So you pull your fixed your base plate. This polyurethane tape is made to slide, and you can buy it on Amazon if it gets damaged. Clean it good with acetone, put new on. So there's that. Then I'm going to pull the cradle out. The round end goes into the round here. These are standoffs, so they hold the blade from flexing while you're grinding. So, and they move in and out and adjust. This hole right here is for if you're hollow grinding, you can use a 1/4-20, and you can raise this clamp and position it and keep it positioned and lock it in. If you're doing a much smaller contact wheel and you need to raise the grind, That hole's there for a 1/4 inch long, 1/2 inch long socket head. This cradle moves 22 degrees. This saddle is made to go 22 degrees down and 22 degrees up. And you've got the fine adjustment screw right here so that you can fine tune it, and that gets your angle properly for your grinding. So I'm going to put a blade in the fixture. These 2 rear holes are to fix the thickness of this blade so this clamp does not pinch. These 2 screws tighten that blade, and you want it to be equal, so they're in there strictly for that. This incidentally has got carbide plates in it. They're called 2-inch scraper blades. You can also get them from Amazon if you break one. So this blade is ready now. And the way I set my angle, these are strictly, like I said, to hold off, to keep the flex out. I always draw a center line through that blade where I know where I'm at. Now I'll fix it where when I flip it, I want it to also have the standoff, keeping the flex out. Hey, this is my new Evolution 3 turbo grinder. It's able to do hollow grinding on the back. It's got a 10-inch wheel. It's got the flat on the front. It's got the removable table that adjusts up and down. I always try to keep it at 90 degrees from here to here because I have a fixture that all of it's right here at your hands. So anyway, I'll turn it on and show you. It's got a fan, it's in a turbo fan inside this 10-inch wheel. It pulls air there, and it also pulls air here. So you have the air being brought in here, and it's coming out all around the belt, and it's ported in here towards the front. Hollow grind by loosening a screw here, taking your table out. Of course, I've got the light and everything on here right now, but I'll show you how that works. So one screw, loosen it. There you have your hollow grind. This saddle can be moved anywhere in 4 positions around either side of this to hold this table. I put the table down here so my fixture puts the blade right in the center of that wheel. But today we're going to go back to the flat grind. And so I'll loosen that up and turn it back around. So I have a little cube that's a digital cube that you can buy off Amazon or in a store. You're talking about tenths. So there it is. It's 90 degrees from here to here. And we're ready to set up our fixture and put a blade in it and begin grinding. When I grind, I'm going to stay ahead of where I want to actually land the plunge, because I'll go to that at a finer grip. Every time I make a pass, I look at what I'm doing. So that's the first pass. I try to grind on this side of the blade. Your point is going to cut quicker than the rest of it because it's thinner. So See how it's reestablished in the grind. I'm doing all of this by looking at what I'm doing and getting the edge where I want it. There, I've cleaned it up. See that? Now, the beauty is not to have to mess with this anymore because we're going to grind the other side. So leave everything locked, flip, come back in. See, you can see down on what you're doing. So see how far ahead I'm grinding this. I want this sponge to be back here, but we'll do that. When you're cooling, all you have to do is have your bucket of water there. Because this is fully heat treated. Just it, cool it, put it back. But this machine runs so much cooler than most anything else that the cooling is a lot more natural in this machine than most all others. And they're up there where it belongs. We got our edge about where we want it. Mongoose Warncliffe blade, and it's about a 4 degree, which you can make adjustments during as you need, but once you get the side and the look you want the first side, leave everything alone, because when you flip it, it's going to stay indexed. So this is a 220 grit. I'm going from a 60 to a 220. Now I'll put my nice plunge in. See how I'm coming back here? I want that block gone and I want a nice looking sweep in it. Well, the way you get that is just kind of gnaw it out like that. You got your carbide telling you where to stop. Now look at what happened. That's the first pass. See how that cleaned that 60 grit up? All right, I'm ready now to flip without touching anything. Go back to the right. And we're gonna be sure belt tracked right. And I'm going back and I'm gonna take that. Notice I'm staying out of the point. This is 22,000 grit. This is a mongoose handle that's been DLC coated, and it's blasted, so it's rough. We mirrored that and left that gold down in it that quick. Pretty cool trick right there.